Hello folks, as promised, I'm going to do a little programming video on Lemon RX stabilized receivers. Here in the Cub, this is the Dynam Cub, the new Cub, the 1270mm Cub. I have a Lemon 7-channel stabilized receiver. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you where I have it mounted, how it's oriented, and then we'll go through the process. I'm actually going to reset this one so I can actually show you how I program it through the radio using the radio's text gen programming. So to start off with, I'm going to show you where the receiver is mounted. I'm just going to pick the plane up here, flip it over, and on the bottom of the Cub there is an access hatch, and there's your receiver. You can see I have one antenna running down the fuselage and one comes out here, and I cut a little slot and embedded it into the foam right there. I have no problems with signal on this plane, and I've had nothing but good luck with these Lemons as far as signal or signal loss, that type of thing. So that's where it's mounted, that's how it's oriented. We're going to flip her back over and get it powered up, and then we will switch over to the transmitter. All right, I'll plug it in. Prop removed for safety. If you're going to work on your planes powered on, I always recommend taking that prop off. I've been bit before. I've got scars on my foot from the 700mm Apprentice. It hurts. It bleeds. Not fun. Take your prop off. All right, so on the transmitter, I'm going to scroll over to the telemetry, and you're going to see an interface. To get into this, it's a combination of stick moves, and I may have done it wrong. You have to do it with so many seconds of powering on the aircraft. All right, let's see over here and reboot it. All right, so let's try that. Down right. Down and in. Nothing. Down and left. All right. I'll remember this in a second. Plug back in. Well, let's make sure we're well, this is a very important thing. Let's go to this. I'll edit this part out. So, in your servo setup, in your travel, make sure you have everything 100%. In your rates, so I have my elevator set to 80. So we got to take that to 100. All right. everything is good there. So now it should work. All right, power back off, power back on. There we go. Now we're into the setup. Let me adjust you a little bit there. So now we're into the setup. And you can see moving stick right or left will change the different menu options. I go right into show config, which now all your menu options are available. And we'll go through each one. Okay, number one is change direction of the aileron correction. So this is going to be normal or reverse. And the way I have this one configured, normal is going to be the direction that the ailerons are going to correct. And you can change that up and down, and we'll change that right there to reverse. 2 is elevator, change direction of correction, and it's going to do the same thing. If you go up and down, it's going to change the direction of the elevator correction. Same thing with rudder. And if you want to change to dual aileron, this is how you do it. You'd have to have your aileron servo plugged into a separate channel for that to work. There's a config menu. You can exit with save, exit without saving, change mode. The mode in here, we'll go through that. There's normal tail, which is what it's on now, NT, which is a standard rudder and elevator. Dual tail, which is your twin, your V. No, the V is probably the V tail. I got that one backwards. You can switch to receiver only, which will have no stabilization whatsoever. Normal tail is what we want for this configuration of airplane. Stabilizer switch, you can choose your channel. I got it set for the gear switch, channel 5, which will allow me to use this switch right here, and I assigned that switch in my radio to switch A to turn the stabilizer off or have the stabilizer on. Remember, this has no self-level. This is stabilizer only, gyro only. Always on, you can have the stabilization always on, no option to turn it off. That's what this option is here. Same thing, you change it up, down to change the configuration. Change tail. Cancel. Restore the receiver. This will reset it to defaults. It'll get rid of all your settings, like if you have your what do you call it, your failsafe or any of that stuff. It will wipe that out and reset it to new. Calibrate voltage. This is going to calibrate because these come with a voltage cable to measure your pack voltage, and it shows up in the telemetry in the radio. Then system info, and you're back to option 1. So this is all in through the telemetry screen. I'm using the TextGen program in the radio. So what I'm going to do now, just to show you, we're going to change the direction of the aileron and then back out and let the thing reset, and I'll show you that it's reversed, and we will go back in and correct that. So we're going to change direction of aileron. You can see now that changed to reverse. So now we're going to hit the back button. Oh, no, we have to actually go into exit plus save. And then hit down. And now it's ready to fly. So one thing you can also set up, you can set up your gain switch on this. And you go through this when you do a full reset on it. And I think we'll do that. I think we'll go through a full reset. But the master gain, regardless, these numbers here, these are the gains on the physical pots on the receiver. And then your master gain can be adjusted, and I have it assigned to the knob. So as you can see, I'm going to turn this knob, and you can see the gains go up and down as I turn the knob. I normally start to fly somewhere around 100%. And then if one surface is giving you like the stutter or the oscillation, go in there and change it on the pot. All right, so now I'm going to turn that up so we can exaggerate. All the way up to 166% is maximum. And now we are going to manipulate the plane so you can see the surface is actually correcting backwards. My camera up a little. All right, so I'm going to lift this wing up and the aileron should go down. Okay, so I'd actually played with this before and had it set wrong. So right now it's set, I got it set properly. You can see direction of aileron, elevator, and rudder. And it shows aileron as normal, elevator as reverse, and rudder as reverse. But I have,
5 minutes.
Let's turn that throttle off, sorry. So we're going to look at the elevator now. It's normal, which should be backwards. I'll pick the plane up, and you watch the aileron. As I tip the wing up, the aileron wants to go down, which is reverse. And if you can see the elevator out there, when I lift up, that elevator should go up. And the rudder, when I swing it, it goes to the direction that I swing. So it's all going to depend on how you orient the receiver in the plane as to where these figures are going to be. So now I have to go in and set the aileron to reverse, which is going to be correct for this model. So this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to go in, unplug, plug back in, both sticks down to right, enter the programming, change aileron direction. I'm going to go down, and change it to reverse. So now we have to go over to exit with save, and it saved it. Now we're going to test again. The aileron should be correcting in the right direction. So as I lift the wing up, the elevator should come up also. And it is. You can see my elevator and the rudder are still working properly.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
So that is how you set your direction. All right, so now we're going to go back in Unfortunately, every time if you hit the exit and save, you have to go back in and go back into the programming. So that means an unplug and a repower. And both sticks down and to the right. And we're into the program. All right, so now we're going to go to Show Config. Going to show all the menus. Mode. Again, the mode is how you want it to correct for normal tail. So like if it's a V-tail, it's going to correct differently than it would for a normal tail. Stabilizer switch, and we can change that. I'll go through that. I'll show you channel 7, which is auxiliary 2. Channel 5, these are the channels that are not used. So you have that option. It will scroll through and tell you what's available. But remember to go into your channel assign and assign the switch you want to that channel. All right, so we're going to go to always on. We do not want always on. We're going to keep that off, which is there because we want the ability to turn the stabilizer off if we need to. Tail type with normal tail, which again, that allows you to change. Cancel. The restore receiver is how to do a complete factory reset, get it all back to its factory settings. We're not going to do that. The voltage calibration for this, you need a fully charged 2S battery plugged into the speed control, powered on, and then come to this menu to calibrate because it needs 8.4 volts to calibrate to get the correct voltage. Go through that process. You would pull down on the stick and you'll get the options to go through, and then it will correctly calibrate the voltage for the included voltage probe, which plugs into the positive lead of your balance plug. Next option is another calibration, system info, and we're back to the beginning. All right, so what we are going to do is go to exit plus save, hit down, resets the receiver. So everything's working. We're going to check. We have my gains turned all the way up again. So we're going to check correction directions. You can see that aileron is coming up. It's correcting correctly. So at that point, I'm going to turn my gains back, my master gain back down. And about where the knob, you hear the beep, is going to be right around 100%. See, there. All right, so now we are going to get out of that menu. We're going to hit the scroll wheel and go down to System Setup. And we're going to go to Channel Assign. And you'll see I have my gear set to Channel A, which is what I had set for the stabilizer switch on the receiver. Got that set to the A switch, which is up here, which will turn stabilizer on and off. And auxiliary 8, which is a virtual channel, I have set for the right knob. That's where my master gains are, up here on the knob. Let's back out of there. All right, so now the thing is active. And I have, you can see I've got it signed and I got a voice call out.
Manual mode. AS3X mode.
So right now the stabilizer's on. And you can hear the servos working, doing the correction. turn that off.
Manual mode.
Now I have no stabilization. It's full manual mode. Okay, I'm going to point out a few things here. In here, you're going to see right here, here, and here are the three mechanical pots. You can stick a tiny little screwdriver in there and adjust the gains for the different for the three surfaces, the three axes, aileron, elevator, and rudder, and they are marked. So here we have the bind button. This is a push and hold bind button, much like what Spektrum has. You have a voltage plug. This is where your voltage sensor goes, and there are other things you can buy, other sensors you can buy to plug into this as well. So this button right here, and the lights indicate what conditions you're in. I don't remember exactly in the manual, but they do tell you what position correction that the plane is in. The solid light means that it is bound and on, and this button right here is a fail-safe button. So, all right, folks, for fail-safe settings, what you do is when you bind the aircraft, you are going to hold whatever fail-safe position you want. If you want low throttle and left rudder, you're going to hold your left stick that way. If you want up elevator, and that's when you want low throttle, left elevator, and up left rudder and up elevator, you're going to hold your sticks like this during bind. And what that's going to do is that's going to tell the receiver where to go when you lose signal. Again, we'll go over the receiver real quick. You got all your channels. You got an auxiliary here, 7 full channels, and another open slot. You have your bind button right here, voltage calibration port, which it comes with a cable. You have another port for another sensor, which I believe might be variometer, or it might even be something else. You got your 3 manual potentiometers for your gains for the 3 separate axes. You have a calibration button, and you have your fail-safe button. And dual diversity antennas. I tend to always point mine with the receivers towards the front of the aircraft. This one's obviously upside down in this plane, so you have to make sure when you're doing your corrections in the transmitter, you can't just assume. You got to go through the process and make sure it's correcting properly in the right direction, or you will not have the proper correction, and your plane's going to go upside down and then go into the ground. So I'm going to turn my fail-safe back off here. All right, fail-safe is off. We're going to flip her over. And remember, you did not hear anything there. There's no correction. Why? Because I have it turned off on the switch.
AS3X mode.
That's just what I call it. It's not really AS3X. So then now, when I pick up the plane, you can hear the servos making the corrections. So when you get this receiver, it does come with a piece of mounting tape. It comes with a bind plug, and it comes with the receiver itself. All the instructions are online. They're very easy to follow. These receivers have been 100% reliable. I have no issues whatsoever with them. And once you get into the programming on the transmitter, once you're able to get in there, remember you have to have 100% throws enabled, or you will not be able to use the stick commands to get into the transmitter. So once you're in there, remember you're going to scroll all the way over to the right, and you have to do it within, I believe it's 30 seconds to do the down and right stick commands on both sticks, and it takes you right into the programming. From there, it's up, down, left, right commands with the right stick to navigate through the menu to get through all of the options. And it's pretty easy to do. I've only ever had one plane where I had to adjust the pot for the aileron to actually turn that down, and that was actually the bush mule. All the rest of them, I was able to simply adjust the master gain to get the desired level of correction I needed, and I've been happy with that. It's worked really, really well in every plane I have this in. So I have it in this Cub, I have it in my T-28, I have it in the bush mule, and I've got a spare that I'm going to put into another plane that I'm going to get here before long. That's going to be a plug and play and should work really well. So if you have any questions, or if you think if I missed something and I need to answer something, or if I mess something up and you want to make a correction, leave me a comment. I'm happy to answer any questions. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I'm no dummy. And if you choose to get one of these, I hope you have as good a luck with it as I do. And as always, thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it didn't drag on too long. I hope it was helpful to you and not just hearing me drone on and talk about some crap. But as always, I appreciate you all watching. Like the video, subscribe if you like the content, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, folks.